La di da di da di da di dooby 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 da.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now, this is an anniversary chuffing spectacular. And I would never have imagined when I put that chuffing first instalment or with that chuffing tam de volume bloody port finish that we'd still be doing this chuffing chat in 365 days. But here we are. Now, landlord, he gave me chuffing keys and he slung his hook. He's gone to put like a chuffing bet on some chuffing horse racing or something. Chuffing big mistake. I've chuffing plundered chuffing there. You wait till he comes back, he's going to be pulling his chuffing hair, I tell you. He's like a combination of chuffing M&Ms and chuffing 4-pack. Only a little bit more nutty and slightly less chuffing yeasty. Let's get involved. I've already poured it out, but I'm going to reveal to you now the chuffing bottle that we're going to be having today. Chuffing Buffalo Trace. Feast your eyes on something chuffing beautiful.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, sunshines, sweethearts. Welcome to another instalment. Chuffing Big Al, the old chuffing proverbial chuffing whiskey monger that stick around you for a right road treat. Now, this is an anniversary chuffing spectacular. And I would never have imagined when I put that chuffing first instalment or with that chuffing tam de volume bloody port finish that we'd still be doing this chuffing chat in 365 days. But here we are. You're chuffing stuck with me. So anybody that's come along for rad, I chuffing appreciate it. There's plenty more where this chuffing came from, I tell you that for bloody now. Now, we will be doing a chuffing boozer review in a little bit. But this is the first time actually we've done a episode from one of my chuffing locals, because I have two locals. I have the chuffing brass lamp and I have this one here. This is the chuffing Widdershins. Now, landlord, he gave me chuffing keys and he slung his hook. He's gone to put like a chuffing bet on some chuffing horse racing or something. Chuffing big mistake. I've chuffing plundered chuffing there. You wait till he comes back, he's going to be pulling his chuffing hair, I tell you. I've had half a chuffing whiskey. I've had some chuffing rum. I've had about 3 pints of chuffing Newcastle brown. I'm chuffing half pissed. 4 or 5 bags of chuffing pork scratchings. You're not letting me chuffing in it, I tell you. But we'll chuffing see. Before we get into the boozy review, just like a little bit of news, which might or might not chuffing interest you. It interested me because this is an homegrown local chuffing salad. We're talking about chuffing Doncasterian. It's like a young kid, and he's a rapper. And when I say rapper, I don't mean he raps chuffing Christmas presents or like that. He's a rap artist, which is actually quite unusual for Doncaster, because most people in Doncaster are chuffing piss artists, never mind rap artists. But he's a rapper, and he primarily, I reckon, he's like a combination. If you can imagine it. He's like a combination of chuffing M&Ms and chuffing 4-pack. Only a little bit more nutty and slightly less chuffing yeasty. But I reckon he's really, really good. His lyrics primarily are centred around the kind of talking about the working class social chuffing condition. Working in factories, working in warehouses, working in chuffing shit houses and all that chuffing shit. His real name is Eric, but he goes by the artistic name of chuffing Board Chitlers. So his new CD apparently is coming out in next chuffing for a few weeks. So stay tuned. Keep your chuffing eyeballs peeled for this chuffing Board Shitless dude. His only potential rival, I don't know as much about this guy, so I've had to write some stuff down about this guy. From chuffing Scunthorpe, he's called Derek. So one's called chuffing Eric, Board Shitless, and one's called chuffing Derek. And they reckon musically, in terms of how it sounds and the chuffing rhythms and the instrumentation, reckon quite similar, but lyrically quite profoundly something different. Whereas one's talking about working class and stuff, social situations. This other guy primarily talks about poo, chuffing excrement, turds, raw sewerage, and chuffing cleg nuts. He's a fusion hybrid chuffing artist. He's just apparently had a fairly big interview with this like bloody music magazine or something. And he said that because of how his lyrics and all this kind of his approach and what he's aiming at, he says he don't want to be known as a rap artist, he says he wants to be known as something crap artist. So food for thought. So keep your eyeballs peeled for chuffing Derek and chuffing Eric. Last thing I'll say is, Fender, musical instruments, manufacturer of fine musical instruments, amplifiers and guitars and stuff. Responsible for the Telecaster, as played by people like Albert Collins and Keith Richards. The Stratocaster as played by people like Hendrix, Clapton and chuffing Beck, and so on and chuffing so forth. They've just designed a new chuffing guitar. Me personally, as a Doncasterian, I feel chuffing honoured. This guitar it's called the Fender Doncaster. And apparently they're unveiling it next chuffing month. And the engineers, I've wrote this down for you, the engineers say if you're a musician and you play the Fender Doncaster on chuffing stage, they reckon within 30 minutes the amount of chuffing alcoholics and drug addicts in the audience should go up by at least 25 chuffing percent. It's food for thought. And do you know the whammy bar that you get on like a Stratocaster that Hendrix used to chuffing bend all over and chuffing place when they're going like that with stuff? And chuffing, Jeff Beck used to use it as well. Instead of a whammy bar, it's got a chuffing syringe. And apparently, if you're a musician on stage in Doncaster somewhere playing this guitar and you start flagging, you can chuffing shoot up halfway through a chuffing gig. So food for chuffing thought, you know what I mean? Right, let's get involved. I've already poured it out, but I'm going to reveal to you now the chuffing bottle that we're going to be having today. Chuffing Buffalo Trace. Feast your eyes on something chuffing beautiful. You know what I mean? Look at that chuffing great, big, massive, airy, beautiful, powerful beast. And he's all right and all, isn't he? See what I did there? But look at this. What impresses me about this, and we're going to discuss this later actually, is how chuffing cheap it is. It's amazing. Unbelievable value for chuffing money. I'll tell you that for a bloody now. But I've poured it out here. But I'm just going to tell you a little bit about it. Let's get on to chuffing right, chuffing trade. Hey. Right, it says that Buffalo Trace is a flagship Kentucky straight bourbon from the Buffalo Trace distillery in Frankfort, Kentucky. I wonder if they make sausages as well. You know what I mean? Because it does says Frankfurt. It says, known for its complex notes of vanilla, mint, chuffing molasses, brown sugar, spice and oak. It says, enjoy neat, on the rocks or in a smoky old-fashioned. I mean, I've been supping a lot of this stuff in smoky old chuffing fashions, and it's delicious. It really, really complements that kind of drink chuffing very well, you know what I mean? It says here, this is what the experts reckon. On the nose, the old chuffing coals and nostrils, vanilla, caramel, toffee, spicy cinnamon, orange note, with a cereal note. It says on the palate, brown sugar, spice, toffee, fruit, oat, cacao. They reckon it's very well balanced. And it's aged between 6 and 10 years, which is very, very chuffing good. And it goes for £19. I looked on Amazon recently, this goes for 19 chuffing quid. Unbelievable. There it is in the old chuffing glass. Here we go. Right. Left nostril, right nostril, rubber lips, chin. Left nipple, right nipple, chuffing belly button. Round the old chuffing gear stammer. That's chuffing get involved. Let's see what's on chuffing beak here. Little bit of spice. They reckon the mash bill of this is actually very, very low in rye. So it's not going to be as spicy as what some other chuffing bourbons might be, you know what I mean? But I can still smell plenty of spice on it. Oaky, little bit sweet, that vanilla, little bit of fruit. But I'm getting like a kind of primarily, I know what it means by the molasses, that kind of sugary, toffee, fudgy, kind of funky kind of smell, but in a good way. I say people sometimes get alarmed when you mention name chuffing funky. We're not talking about somebody's chuffing belly button, you know, it's full of like kind of gubbins. We're on about, is it like good music, good funky music, you know what I mean? It's a funky little chuffing number. Right, let's have a chuffing sip. Cheers. Welcome to, like I say, welcome to chuffing with editions. Before chuffing landlord gets back, we'll chuffing get a bit more chuffing. We'll get into chuffing wine next. I'll probably be on chuffing deck when he comes back after eliminating about 3 litres of chuffing Pinot, chuffing Noir, you know what I mean? Cheers, guys. It is extremely well balanced. Let's have another little sip. I don't want to say too much too chuffing, so let's get another chuffing guzzle. Just for me, just the right amount of spice. You can drink that neat easy. Barely no burn. A little bit peppery, but not too much because of that lack of rye. So it's not going to be too spicy, but there's enough. Full mouthfeel, plenty of flavour. It's not like it has lots of areas that are like scooped out. It's full flavoured. Like I say, it's that combination of the a little bit sweet, but savoury as well. But one last little chuffing sip. But yeah, that kind of toffee, that would be delicious with some plain chocolate. You know, because sometimes, you know, certain kind of food groups par very well with whiskies. Sometimes it could be like kind of crisps or peanuts, or it could be. I think with that one, that'd be great inside the chuffing liqueur chocolate. That get that plain chocolate and envelop around that chuffing bad boy. You're in for a chuffing right chuffing treat. You'd scoffing tie chuffing box, but very very delicious. Like I say here, basically this stuff here, I'll show you again. What chuffing say? The Buffalo Trace. £19 this is currently going for. This is the 70cl bottle, full bottle, with big beautiful chuffing beast on front there. Like I say, I've sucked it, most of it. Nice, it's a very, very basic kind of looking thing. But I like that kind of thing because of the animal and everything, the design. It goes together with the chuffing product very well. They do higher end stuff. That's more chuffing expensive than they do rye whiskies and this, that and the other. But this is their staple one, as that consistent mash bill. It's known as mash bill number chuffing 1. Like I say, low rye content. Mainly corn. Corn is the main thing, but also with malted barley, which is quite typical, but usually you'd find more rye in these bourbons. This is a low rye one, but very, very delicious. I can see why it's good in cocktails and stuff, because it's just so well balanced. It's not spiky, it's very, very smooth. You quite happily have 4 or 5 of them, you know what I mean? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. But it says the reason why they can do it so cheap, it's got a large production scale, big place. I think it's one of the oldest, if not the oldest, like perpetually running like kind of distillery in America. It says strategic pricing to build loyalty. Well, I've got my chuffing loyalty. I'll be buying some more of that chuffing stuff. And it says the core bourbon uses a consistent, cost-effective mash bill, which is what we talked about earlier on. Chuffing Power's nearly dying on chuffing phone here. I better get a chuffing wriggle on. But yes, now we're going to knock it on a bit. I have one last little chuffing swig. I'll give a cheers to you guys. Thanks for sticking around for last chuffing year on the chuffing anniversary chuffing spectacular. All my subscribers, because I think when I started, I like chuffing 23 subscribers. That were mainly from Lee Madison with his chuffing dodgy, chuffing rock indie stuff. But you know, I've accumulated a few through my chuffing vast expertise and knowledge of the old chuffing whiskies. I've got it up now to a fine chuffing 45 chuffing subscribers. You know what I mean? So it's a dastardly good chuffing 12-month chuffing work. You know what I mean? I felt like I wanted a bit. I feel better for that. Now, have a chuffing great day and a great life. And I'll chuffing catch you later, sweethearts. Goodbye from the chuffing Widdershins. Oh, yes.